Hey, welcome to Beach Breeze Studios. I'm Chad Nyox, and I will be messing around today for the fun of it to just talk about a few things that have been going on recently and see what else we can do for you. I would like to be able to critique some of your photos and teach you Lightroom, Photoshop, photography in general, and hopefully go over some of the news each week, if not more often. And first this week we have my notes. First this week we have Google releasing NIK software for free. When it first came out, they were owned by NIK, obviously, and it was fairly expensive, $600 some odd dollars for the entire suite. And then Google had bought them a while back, and they made it $150 for the suite about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And of course I bought into that because I loved the whole suite. It's a great set of software, and now it's free for everybody to use. I'm guessing that means that they're not going to be working on it anymore and releasing any new data for it. So get it while you can before they get rid of it completely. It works with CC and probably 5 and 6 as well. I haven't used that in a while. But the NIK Color Effects Pro is awesome. I mean, there are so many different filters that you can apply in any order, on top of each other, singly. You can change settings all over the place. I'll be showing you some of this stuff later in a different video. And you have silver effects for black and white, control just about everything. And well, I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff. HDR effects is really great for, obviously, HDR, and works great with architectural photos. And then we also have old time photos. I can't remember the name of it right now. But yeah, the name just escapes me right now. But it allows you to do wet plate, different bokeh effects, just a whole suite. It's just awesome. Just go out and get it while you can. One thing I really would like to talk about is the megapixel wars. Canon has a 50 megapixel camera, and I don't know what I think about that at the moment. I love megapixels, as most people do. I shoot with a D800, which is recording over here. I also have a Nikon 1J5 over there, and you have a 20 megapixel camera over here and a 36 megapixel camera over here. I love my megapixels. I've always been one to chase them. When I first started in digital, I had a D100. I also had a D2H, and that one was only 4 megapixels. The D100 was 6. Then I moved up to the Kodak DSLR-N, and that was 14 megapixels, and it was a full frame camera. After that, I couldn't go back to a DX camera, but I'm seriously thinking about it with the D500. But with the D800, which I move up to from the Kodak, I doubled my megapixels there, and it's a lot of space, a lot of file. It's 75 megs per picture, and when you shoot 300 to 600 pictures in a photo shoot, it gets to be quite large. I had to buy a NAS for backup and a Drobo for just holding the photos to work with on my machine. I've also changed how I do my editing. I now do it on most of it on this laptop. My video, I have not started editing, so I get off track a lot. I like to talk. So back to the megapixels. With the D5 coming out and the D500 along with it for DX consumer camera, the quality of the pixels is obviously the highest priority, more so than the number of pixels. But I've begun to rethink my thought pattern for megapixels, and I really have to sit down and play more with the J5 and possibly get my hands on one of the D5s and check it out, because I've found that with 36 megapixels, I am always making them smaller. The pictures themselves come out to be about 25 inches on the long side. At 300 DPI, I rarely print that large. It would have no trouble whatsoever printing a 60-inch print, and I've only had a few customers that have wanted something 50 inches or larger, and I don't know that it's worth storing and dealing with that many megapixels when you're editing. But that's something that I'll return to again later. You'll see when we're working in Lightroom and Photoshop how much more time it takes to edit a 36 megapixels over 20 megapixels. And the quality is definitely higher with the full frame because you have more room. I may think about getting a 50 megapixel if I go to medium format, but I really don't have the need to shoot in the studio so much with the medium format, and I seriously doubt that I would shoot on location very often with the medium format. So that being said, getting into video, this is my first ever video that I've sit down and actually tried to make something worth sharing. I've been watching a show, Raw Talk, on YouTube with Fro, Jared Poulin, because Fro knows photo, and he's always telling his viewers, if you want to do it, just get up and do it. Own it. Get out and do it. There's no reason to sit on your ass and not do what you want to do. And one of the things that I've always wanted to do is teach and help others in the area, or help others, period, with photography and editing. And it also gives me a chance to sit down and figure out how to edit photo or video, and learn new things as I'm teaching y'all, and see questions that y'all have, what type of stuff y'all are interested in, and if it's something that I haven't learned yet, I can go out and learn it and pass that along to y'all. I notice I'm saying y'all a lot. I'm in Virginia Beach. I consider myself in the southern area of the United States. It's 80 some odd degrees outside right now and cloudy, but tomorrow it's going to be nice and chilly with 55. I have a photo shoot tomorrow with a lovely woman who is going to be wearing denim. We're probably going to shoot outside if it's not too windy, and then possibly come back into the studio for a few more headshots. She is interested in learning how to model a little bit and get more comfortable with herself. So it's going to be an interesting day to see what type of ideas we come up with to handle that situation. It's not often that I'm shooting somebody to help them feel more comfortable in with themselves and how they feel and look. So that's going to be interesting. That about covers it. Know this video is going to be short. I'm trying a whole bunch of new stuff today. I have 2 different cameras videotaping. I have a sound, a Zoom H1 that is recording the sound, and I'm going to try to see if I can get it all to work out and look good and learn some video editing and get this out as my first video ever. Hopefully I'll be back for a lot more, and we'll see what we learn next week. Take it easy. Bye.